Welcome to Masters at Wagtail. I'm about to explain to you, for those who might understand about 5G technology, this is not my words. This is the words from someone who was an installer. I'm just going to repeat to y'all what he said in his video. Uh, Man, my phone's going crazy. Hold on 1 second. All right, this guy quit the industry after finding out that this guy was installing a Chinese made weapons and surveillance platform. This guy took a $60,000 a year pay cut and entered another field. There's some things going on in the world now that this guy really doesn't agree upon, and nor do I. Um, some people might not understand what's going on. I don't even know how to even begin to tell you the severity of this thing. You know, there's a lot of myths and misinformation about 5G. A lot of people are scared, and rightly so. This isn't um, this isn't what we're used to dealing with. This is not anything like what we got online. Well, they have it online, but that's the issue. It's not just theoretical anymore. It's just not being installed in preparation. It is online, and this has just been proven right by many people. Who knows? There are some communities out there that are going to feel the effects on what people like this installer was installing. Man, I don't even know where to begin about this, man. It's just nuts. So 5G is a new way of emitting radio frequency. Unlike 2G and 3G, it is directional. And 4G, it puts itself in a bubble. Your exposure to the radio frequency, which is non-ionized radiation, which means it doesn't have the strength like plutonium or uranium to knock your electrodes out the path. Radio frequency has been proven by the National Institute of Health toxicology program to be carcinogenic. That's just a 2G, 3G. They found conclusively that it caused tumors and cancer. All right? They tested it on rats, but they proved it. $30 million 2-year study, they proved it. Cell phone radiation is carcinogenic. All right? Your user manual that you got with the phone, it tells you to keep the phone away from your body. Do not carry it on your body next to your skin. It tells you to use your phone for at least 6 inches away from your head. There's a reason. 5G is a whole new ball game. It's a monster. It emits radio frequency in a millimeter wave. It's like a non-ionized radiation laser beam, essentially. And they've done testing on this. They found out that there were adverse health effects from exposure to millimeter waves in the 70s. This guy has seen some of the documents. He's seen some of the studies. You know, they found out a long time ago that the military used it. They used this thing called the active denial system. It's a crowd control. They spray the crowd with millimeter waves frequencies, and it causes the water molecules and your sweat glands to boil, and the crowd disperses immediately. And this job that this guy was doing, he loved it, and he just didn't agree with installing similar technology in people's communities anymore. So this is when he decided to call it quits. There's some things going on in the world, and it has to get out. November of 2019, Wuhan district in China brought online the world's first smart city grid. You understand? They flipped the switch, turned on the 5G network at 60 gigahertz, and within 2 months, they got an outbreak. Respiratory illnesses. Now, here's the real interesting thing about 60 gigahertz. 60 gigahertz is absorbed by oxygen. It's an interesting part of the radio's frequency spectrum. 2.4 gigahertz, the same thing in your microwave, your cordless phone, your home router. Those are all operating around 2.4 gigahertz, and it interacts with hydrogen molecules. The same thing when water boils. The electrons cause them to explode and excite. 60 gigahertz radio frequency is like what 40 gigahertz does. It reacts with oxygen molecules, and it causes the electrons what was I saying? It interacts with oxygen, and it's absorbed by oxygen molecules, which causes the electrons to spin and makes it impossible for the body's hemoglobin to break it down and bond it to iron, essentially rendering the area in the path of that laser beam unbreathable. So this is real serious stuff. Wuhan turned theirs on in November, okay? And here in March now, April, we're dealing with quarantine. No, the cruise liners, the Diamond Princess, they don't have. Yeah, they sure do. The Diamond Princess was premiering a dedicated 40 gigahertz Starlink network. They have a dedicated Earth orbit satellite that follows that boat around and provides high-speed data to them. Do your research. You start doing the math. You hear? You start doing the math. Wuhan turns theirs on, right? Then South Korea, Italy, Milan turns theirs on. United Kingdom turns their on. Also America. If you take a look at one of the outbreak maps, right, and then overlay it with our 5G smart grid maps, and then ding, 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 ding. This technology is dangerous, and it's proven by many people to be dangerous. I would have rather been dead wrong about this, man. But the more and more I do research, the more I'm certain. You know, there's so much lack of knowledge, and none of the media agencies are speaking about this. None of them. None of them has mentioned this tie. There's a reason. It is not coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. There's communities here on our soil, here in America, and these towers are being installed. And I want to see them gone. If it means it's going to cut down the human race and cause this kind of trouble, I don't want it. I don't want it. I got a call to install 5G on my house for free. I don't want it. You can't pay me to take that technology. It's coming. They're going to install small sites of on these posts, on these street lamps, traffic lights, telephone poles. They're going to be putting this stuff up. They're going to be installing hundreds and thousands across the country, across the nation, across the world. This may very well be the extinction of mankind itself. Laugh if you want. I don't care. I know what I know. And you got to speak up, man. You got to speak out. Go talk to your city council. Talk to your senators. Talk to your congressman. You got to hashtag that Donald Trump. Let them know that you are scared and you want this technology tested and put a halt to having 5G installed, and you want it shut off. The only way this stops, the only way the politicians and bureaucrats stop and test this technology and find out the long-term effects of this technology is if you speak up. So let me tell you what, big telecom has trillions and billions of money invested in here, and crooked politicians will always stay crooked. At the end of the day, it's all money, greed, and power, but at the expense of people's health. And God bless your families. Protect them. Protect your community. This is Masters at Wagtail, and I gotta get to cleaning this house. I'll see you in the next one.